like for... Why didn't you wear any Raiders gear today, man? So disappointed. What happened? Hater.
We almost won.
We almost won. I think someone made a song. Almost doesn't count. I forget who it was. Kyler, you remember who that was? Almost doesn't count. There's that song. I would ask Rocco, but it's a little past his time. Yeah. What is going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I'm one of your co-hosts. We're coming at you from our studio here in Las Vegas, Nevada, with our daily, only on the weekdays, live shows. Before we get to the content, quick disclaimer: nothing that anyone says on this channel should be taken as financial advice, especially the chat. So please, as always, do your own research. Speaking of content, today, big news as Google joins hands in love and ceremony with Coinbase, according to our thumbnail today. Crypto payments are coming on Google via Coinbase. We'll talk about that. Also, one of the world's largest asset managers, custody managers, the oldest bank in the United States, is officially in the crypto custody game. Why is this so huge? We'll talk about that and much, much more. But before we I have to introduce you to your other co-host, Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. First time checking us out. We are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information. We package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do live streams. We also do deep dives. We do afternoon videos where we talk about the most trending topics. We are active on social media, and we are also active in the chat when you're active in the chat. So be active in the chat so we can be active back at you. Now.
That was because you won yesterday at the
thank you. I thought it was my wordsmith.
Damn, you almost lost, bro.
You know,
close.
What was I am fueled like you know how Superman is fueled by the energy of the sun. I am fueled by the energy of the chat, the community who was in full force and representation there and in that chat. And so hopefully we can get something similar here.
Appreciate you guys.
But the only way we get more people in the chat is by acknowledging that this is the greatest like button sign you've ever seen, and also by supporting this like button sign, by voting, by hitting the like button.
What are you on today?
And then also subscribe if you're not subscribed. And anyways, yeah, I don't know what's on. Had 2 cups of coffee before I got here. Had a late start because HOA was trimming my trees out front and decided to put all the branches in front of my driveway. And then I proceeded to try to speak Spanish. I only got out a few holas and get these trees out of my way. So, he's like, Senor.
Robin trying to speak another language. Hola?
Hola, hola. Hola, hola.
This dude was walking around the Cardano convention and just, hey man, I'm just gonna start screaming hola at the top of my lungs. And my people like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a good look. But
we were at a new convention yesterday.
Yeah.
We're going back today. Web3. Kevin O'Leary speaking tomorrow, so we'll see if
you got a lot of big names there. The CEO of MasterCard is there. A bunch of big people are going to be there. So hopefully we'll catch one of them, like we did with Mr. Saylor. So
that's right.
Yeah. Did you hear?
There's something. Almost.
Apparently, you didn't hear it.
I heard it. I just forgot.
We almost heard it.
All right. Before we get into the market watch, let's take a look at what are some of the biggest things happening in crypto in the top 100. So this is coinmarketcal.com. Feel free to use it if you'd like to. So some of the big things I saw: ETHW token continues to be listed on centralized exchanges. Also, you have Bitcoin Amsterdam. It starts tomorrow through the 14th. Also, Avalanche is being listed on Gemini. I didn't realize that Gemini didn't have Avalanche listed because I don't use Gemini. So it's kind of weird, but bullish news for Avalanche. Also, some other bullish news for Avalanche. OpenSea is going to start incorporating Avalanche NFTs on their platform. I think that'll boost their sales by like 0.25%. Who knows for OpenSea? We'll see. But that was a great move for them. There's also a Cardano community event in Colorado on the 14th and 15th if you are in that area and interested in going. And then the Litecoin Summit is coming to Vegas.
Woo!
Yay. Yeah, obviously we'll be there.
We should go there.
Why is there a Litecoin Summit? Like, who's going to be there?
I'm going to be there.
You know, where is
I'm
the
gonna drop
source?
my old
Where is the
Litecoin, they're
source? You know
worthless.
what? We're going live on this thing. The Litecoin Foundation presents the first wave of speakers. Who's speaking? Oh, it's at the link. Interesting. Okay. All right. So unfortunately, we'll be there. And so if you're coming to that for some odd reason and you're a Litecoin fan, let us know. We'd love to meet up with you.
And
then,
Rice TV is going to be there.
Rice, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually going to stop by the studio on the 20th.
It is.
A couple weeks.
That's all I got for the coin market. Cap.
Well, before we proceed,
Oh yeah, we haven't done a roll call yet. My bad.
yeah, I was gonna say, let's get into a roll call. So first up in the chat today, we got Marky Mark. Congratulations to you, Marky Mark. You are the unanimous winner of a round of applause. And you have Crick Cats, Nordy Guy, Michael Miller, Liquidated Shorts, Noel, Crypto Muscle, Jason S, who was in the studio here with us yesterday, Crypto Yogurt, we got Nordy Guy, Moby Sage, Jimmy, Tox.
Jimmy,
and
we missed
then,
you yesterday.
Raul San Miguel, and then Big D, Redman, and then
Can you put some ethnicity in your voice when you pronounce these names, please?
Ethnicity?
Yes.
Lala.
Raúl San Miguel.
There we got
Antonio Banderas now.
yeah,
Salvatore Militello.
Atomic Atom,
What is
and
that?
then Fino, and Why You Loud Gang, Destroyer, 151, and then Big Chili Willie. I don't know if I got you earlier. Vegas Free Baller,
Who is Vegas Free
IJ.
Baller?
IJ, J Cap, and then that rounds it out right there.
IJ, JCap, PJ, CJ. You guys want me to rap or what?
Can we get the cricket sound effect?
That's what everyone said.
No, after this joke, the cricket were sleeping.
That was pretty funny, right? I'll take that on the chin. All day
So,
long. All right.
okay, before we get into it,
Before we get into it,
I came across some interesting stuff.
here we go. I saw literally a list of 7 things he was going to talk about, and I was like, "Oh my god, I already know where this is going." But please go ahead. I
All
won't.
right, so
You're not going to get into market watch. You're going to do this first.
oh no, this is important, man.
Okay.
This
all right,
is
all right.
important.
Which means it's not important.
Our viewers,
Which means you're about to waste everyone's time for 10 minutes. Go ahead.
I'm on to something here. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
I've found a trail of evidence
Or such-
that
guys, I'm sorry.
guys, this
I
is,
am so
this is big.
sorry.
So I got a story to tell you about this. No, got a story. I'm a man of the cosmology, of the astrophysics,
Cosmology.
and
Cosmetology.
whichever study of the universe.
is wrong with you today,
is that.
dude?
So with this one, let me tell you,
we're about
we're
to
not-
just end the stream right now.
and so time travel is real. It's not make believe. Through the fabric and the bending of the fabric of space and time. We know that with black holes, for example, you can travel through time. So time travel is not science fiction, but it is science fact. Brings me to my next point. I found this article here. This is what started all of my deep thinking. We have people think that this 350-year-old painting features a time-traveling man using a phone. This was Tim Cook. Not only was it Big Rob, but also Tim Cook found this awfully peculiar. Now, what do you guys think? Is this a cell phone? This is a 350-year-old painting. Does this look like a cell phone? Looks like a cell phone to me. What do you think, David?
I'm not even paying attention. What?
Can you make it larger?
Yeah,
Can
make
you
it.
larger?
Yeah. Control plus.
No,
All right,
it's
here we
not.
go. We're gonna bring this up. Look at this.
Hit Control plus. Oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah, you guys are messing me up here. All right. So you can see it there. So the question is,
Kind of looks like a BlackBerry, to be honest. That's a BlackBerry, man.
you think so? I don't know. It kind of looks like a cell phone.
Or it's a T-Mobile Sidekick.
So
I know what it is. I got it. That's the Solana phone. Right
could
there.
be the Solana phone. You know, which we'll get to that in a minute. So I found this article from 1953. Before there was any cell phone or talk of it, this article published in the Tacoma News Tribune on April 11th. It says there will be no escape in the future from cell phones. Was this man onto something, or did
Telephones,
he have
not cell phones. It says telephones.
Yeah, but listen to this. He said the telephone of the future. So the president and director of Pacific and Telegraph Company said in an address Thursday night that just what form of future telephone will we have? And so listen to this. This is where it gets crazy. In its final development, the telephone will be carried around by an individual, perhaps carry on a watch. Yeah, he's onto something. It probably will require no dollar equivalent, and users will be able to see each other if they want to talk. He says, who knows? But what it may actually translate from one language to another. So,
It's already happening too.
yeah. So that was interesting. So then I did some digging. I'm like, where else have we spotted cell phones? Here, New York Post. This is another photo. This one is from the 162-year-old. Tell me she's not on the phone. This is 162 years ago. Tell me this lady ain't on the phone. I know a person is walking and texting. She's walking and texting. This is 162 years ago. And then
Maybe she's looking at her diary.
and then it was also the Indians. It wasn't just the privileged Caucasians. It was also the Indians that also had cell phones back in the day.
Where do you see a phone?
And then Mike Tyson. There was no cell phones back in the Mike Tyson era. This was late 1990s. Is that a Tecate can, Modelo, or a cell phone? I go with the latter. And then lastly, we got Jesus himself.
Such an idiot.
And this one. Came
You
in my
literally
brain.
just wasted 10 minutes of our time.
I finally figured it out. Who was trying to
Now,
text
this
me all
one here,
night.
you cannot dispute. This is a very popular man.
It was
Very popular, very popular. And then, what does the future look like? We did pull it. You can't talk about the future of phones and the past of phones and time travel, blockchain, without mentioning the Solana phone, which debuts the saga on the Android system. So I'm going to open this up for discussion. David.
I literally have zero. I don't want to have anything to do with this conversation. I would actually like to get into some crypto prices and stuff, but
You don't you don't think there's you don't think there's something we're on to something here?
who cares?
I think
We're a crypto show. We're not a find out if there's time travel
I think
show.
if you try to find a blender in an old
But
paint,
we
you'll probably
we
find
like
it
to
too.
think about what the future technologies will look like. And you can't understand future technology unless you have an understanding for the past and where we came from. So
Wow.
I'm just
You
saying.
know, you should apply for the FBI. I think you're in the wrong industry.
All right.
I covered something.
All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin coming in at $19,118.70, and we are testing that 19K region. Just looking at the 7-day chart here, it ain't looking good, bro. Ain't looking good. And if we get the inflation report tomorrow,
I think it's
so. If this comes
next
in.
day.
If
Thursday.
this thing comes in above expectation,
It's not going to.
here's the thing. Expectation is already pretty low. So taking a look, consumers expect inflation rate from a year from now. So basically a year-to-year date at 5.4. So this is a decline of from 5.7 in August. The level did peak at 6.8. So.
Is that core or CPI?
This is a core.
Core.
Yeah. So
That's still high.
yeah, that's still super high. Now, so going down from 5.7 to 5.4. So if we are above 5.4, it'll be worse than expected. And well, markets will dump. Bitcoin, where do you think it'd be? 17,000? 18,000? You think it won't be affected if it underperforms? What do
We're
you
at
think?
a pretty critical point here.
Yeah. All right, we'll get back to that in a second. Taking a look at the broader markets as well. So Ethereum fell under the $1,300 range. I saw it as low as $1,250 yesterday. Wasn't really tracking.
Telling you, man,
today,
ETH is coming in for a big move, man. Telling you, there's been a lot of liquidity. Well, not liquidity, but a lot of token burning. Rob talked about this on Around the Blockchain yesterday. There's been a lot of token burning.
You know the token burning is great for the project.
I think it was
term.
Today or yesterday. ETH officially became deflationary after post merge.
So, but you also guys got to remember that with the lockup of these tokens and you're having less liquidity, less transactions. So some of the most bullish people on Ethereum have removed, or even institutions have removed the Ethereum and their ability to buy and sell from the system. And so there's less liquidity. And so if you get a lot of sell orders, you can see the price fall. So just something to keep in mind. You'll probably see more volatility in Ethereum until the post lockup comes out. Something to keep an eye out for. But I do think this token burning, deflationary, it's gonna moonshot Ethereum. Once the markets start to rally, there's gonna be no stopping that thing. Hedera up 4%. The Luna Classic stablecoin up to 5 cents now, up 36%. So,
I don't know if I should call it a stable coin. I'd call it a meme coin.
Stable nickel.
A stable meme.
Stable nickel. And then taking a quick look at the crypto fear and greed index, we're at 24. And so kind of in the same range we've been at for the last couple months. Crypto bubbles, everything in the red. The exception of, and then which we actually have somebody coming on to talk about it. If you're a fan of HBAR, next week, right? Or
yeah, not just it's someone big.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of that, and then taking a look at the broader markets, everything is dead flat with the exception of the Dow Jones up 1%, Nasdaq at 0.03, and then just a couple things here. We did have yesterday. The world's.
You need to use the Brave browser, my dude.
No. Can I close this thing? You're going to send me somewhere
No,
else.
don't give a keyboard to him. That's what's going to happen next.
Why this ad? Tell us,
Yeah, anyways. So the South Asian country of Bangladesh experienced a massive power outage Tuesday, the largest ever in the world. Over 80% of the nation was left without power. Over 140 million people.
That shit's terrible, man.
Awful, bro.
Here's the thing you got to remember. Here's the thing, guys. When you think of power, don't just think, oh, the lights are off. We're talking people on ventilators. Yeah. They're dead.
They don't have
babies in the NICU that need power. If there's not enough generators, they're dead. So it goes beyond just keeping food in your fridge and keeping your home air conditioned.
And you got to think these a lot of countries don't have the luxuries that we have here in the U.S. when it comes to generators and backup power.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when
how long is it going to take?
Some of the infrastructure goes out. They don't have. A lot of them don't have the means to keep vital resources on.
This sucks, man.
So the recent month, Bangladesh has experienced a major power crisis so this has been ongoing, not just today. So and this is all due to the global increase of energy prices. Since July, the country has mandated cuts in an attempt to conserve electricity with outages lasting as long as 13 hours. So kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's
yeah, it just shows you kind of where we're at. I know they don't have the strongest power grid, but a lot of this energy demand, or a lot of the energy flows down to the biggest consumers and then trickles down to the countries that aren't as financially independent. And so I think this is something that's going to start causing you're going to start seeing in other countries. more developed countries. I think something you might see in Europe this coming winter as well. So, anyways, that's what I got. I know you said you had some charts today. What are we looking at?
All right. So the first thing I want to look at is Bitcoin volatility. So this is currently at 2.65%, but it's been going down. If you go all the way back to June of last year, or if you want to take more of a micro approach, you can take a look at June this year. We've been going down, and currently we're sitting at 2.65%, and then obviously the orange is going to be Bitcoin's price. Speaking of Bitcoin, pretty bearish in the short term. This is the 30-minute chart on Bitcoin. We had held above this nice trend line since September. Now, remember, again, this is on the 30-minute time frame, so very, very small time frame. So we were making higher lows, not really making, well, kind of making higher highs, but not really, kind of choppy, made a higher high, come back down, choppy, made a higher high, had a double top here, got rejected at 20,500. Came down. Good news was we made support on here twice. We bounced off this trend line twice, a third time, and then the fourth time we broke below it. And what we talk about in the bullish scenario, when you break a former resistance level, you want to make support above and then take off. We did the opposite here, which is obviously bearish. We came up, retested, got rejected again. So now this trend line, which was an uptrending trend line, it started right around 19K, is now huge resistance. And then we have been making lower lows and lower. One good thing I saw here was this nice hammer candle. But again, you can see I drew this little micro trend line from yesterday, and we got rejected. You can call this once, twice, almost three times. So it looks like we're going to be staying right around that 19K for a little bit of time, going as low as 18,900. I know Forrest talked about this on his channel yesterday. He picked up some BTC at 18.9. If we go to the daily chart on Bitcoin, looks pretty boring. Just flat. I mean, flat little peaks here. But this kind of, to me, on the daily chart, if I were to take my trend line here, if you draw this kind of the slanted move here, and if you haven't noticed, I'm a pretty big flag guy. I like flags. And so you can kind of call this a bull flag, right? A little more slanted than we want it to be, but damn. And typically bull flags are bullish. Again, Forrest comes on here all the time and talks about, hey, Q4 in election years are statistically, historically, extremely profitable for risk on assets. And Bitcoin currently is a risk on asset. So in the extreme short term, I mean like the next week and a half, 2-3 weeks, I'm pretty bearish. But going into late October, early November, I think CPI and core numbers are going to come down. Gas will still be up, but those inflation numbers will continue to come in lower than they were the month before, lower than they were year over year before. And so what I think you'll see is a rally in risk on assets that includes Bitcoin. So going through the end of the year, I'm a little more bullish. I do think 28K is possible going into the end of the year. And I think 2023 is going to be bloodshed, because I think, and I'm sure Rob agrees with me here, I think the crypto markets are closer to a bottom than the stock market. I think the stock market, I think they got another like 30 to 40% to go, man, to the downside. I know that sounds like a lot, but it is what it is. All right, let's move over to some ETH. I am convinced ETH is going to explode. Okay, I've been talking about this for 3 days now. I texted Forrest about this yesterday. We kind of talked back and forth. But I mean, when you see a textbook bull flag on the daily, okay, and this yellow line here, this horizontal line, is where I believe the price of ETH will go if this pattern plays out and it does move to the downs or break to the upside. If I hide this and again throw on the Bollinger Bands, give us an idea of how big of a move and when we can expect it. I mean, guys, like, look at how constricted these bands are. Okay, when you go back and you just take a look at, all right, this one's constricted, obviously not as constricted as we see here. What kind of move did we see? Okay, and if we take from the bottom of the Bollinger Band just this first leg, not even all the way up, just the first leg, we saw 54% move to the upside. If we go back, okay, and we back test this sucker, and we take a look here, right? Pretty decent constriction here. We take the bottom of the lower band and we go and we move upward. Let's just take this candle here. That's another 27% move to the upside. So this thing is about as accurate as it gets. Now, again, will it move up? Will it move down? What is good news, though, is on the stochastics, we are closer to oversold than we are overbought. So there's plenty of room to run to the upside. I am extremely bullish on Ethereum in the very, very short term. And I want to take a look at the 2-hour chart as well. If I hide these Bollinger Bands and I throw... so within that bull flag on the daily, we do see a symmetrical triangle forming here as well. Which, again, guys, when prices get tight towards the end and the Bollinger Bands are constricted, you're going to see a big move. I think we'll see at least... And I'm not saying it's going to happen in a day. But I think we'll see at least a 20% move, whether that's to the upside or to the downside. And so, me personally, I'm not saying you should
20%.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
I'm
not saying in a day, in 2 days. I'm saying the move will be a 20% move, in my opinion.
It'll probably play out within a week, right? Probably.
Well, when it breaks, okay.
Yeah, when it breaks, it'll probably make the move. Settle in within a couple of days.
Yeah, here's. Okay, so if this is going to be a sustained rally, here's what you want to see, okay? And I'll draw this out for you guys. If you want a sustained rally, what you want to see is let's just say it breaks out from here. You want to see up, retrace, and then shoot up again, okay? But what we might see, and this is where I'd be a little more careful and probably set your stop losses a little lower, is if we see a straight shot, not even retest, maybe a little drawback, and then a dead cat bounce, and then just a break back to this trend line here, which just put us right at 1300. So some things to keep an eye on. A healthy move to the upside. You want to see this trend line be tested, build support, and then make an explosive move to the upside, which can take a couple days, 2-3 days. Usually 2 candles will do it, but yeah. All right. And for me personally, like I was going to say, I am going long on Ethereum, and my exit price is right at like 1930. That's my exit price. So, Quant, a little worrying for Quant here. We did a little Quant focus show yesterday, but this level here, $155, is a pivotal level, and we broke above, and we failed to make support on top. Not only that, and this is on the 4-hour chart, you guys, not only that, but we're testing it again, and it looks like we're getting rejected again. Last time Quant got rejected at these levels, all right, let's zoom out here. So last time Quant got rejected, let's go back one more time. No, right here. So last time Quant got rejected was February of this year. And the move we saw from this level, why it takes me forever to get this ruler. All right, last time we saw was a 40% move to the downside. This next one, which happened in late March of this year, when it got rejected, we saw a move of 70% to the downside. And this is where we are right now. We're currently being rejected. Now, of course, this can flip. This can flip and go above, but again, what you want to see is you want to see price move above and a couple candles, at least 2 candles close above this $155 range, and then we make a nice move to the upside. I also have the Crypto Stackers Pro platform on here. If we do get rejected from this local high, I'd be looking at the 3x short level, which is at $122.75. We kind of got resistance back here in March. We got resistance in this area back in August again. So that would be an area that I would look, if you're looking to scoop up in DCA and a Quant, that would be an area. And then the stop after that would be the 2x level at 109. If this thing drops under 100 and you're a Quant fan, not financial advice, I would scoop this thing up all day long. Someone mentioned the Dixie. Not good. Yes, it's down, but it's not good. It literally came down, tested this trend line, V-shaped recovery, right back up. So obviously, this other trend line we had drawn here, this would have been way better for us, but looks like it's taken on a new trend line, and this one is much, much steeper. We are continuously making higher lows, not kind of lower highs or higher highs, not really, but the higher lows is kind of what worries me a little bit. And so I don't look at the Dixie on a shorter time frame. I look at it on the daily. It's to me, it's more of a macro thing. But I know a lot of traders, including Crypto Lifer and Forrest, they take a look at the shorter time frames. And the last thing I want to take a look at is the debt to GDP ratio on the United States of America. And so obviously we've been adding to our debt since the 1980s. Guys, look how good the economy was. We're at 30% debt to GDP ratio. We've been over 100% and stayed above 100% since 2016. That means you are negative in your bank account. You have more liabilities than you have income coming in. Not good. But there is some positivity here. Okay. Obviously, this big shoot up was from COVID and all that money printing. But since then, we have seen it trending down, and we're currently sitting at right around 121%, which is still not good, but better than 130%. And finally, NFT, just to take a quick look at the overview of the markets. You have volume across the board is down on all marketplaces except DX or X2Y2. So OpenSea volume is down 45% over the last day. Over the last 7 days, it is down 50%. If you go back to the daily, you have X2Y2 up 93%. Blocto Bay, which I haven't personally used, I'm not very familiar with, they're up as well. Everything else is kind of in the red, all the big ones. You have Magic Eden up like barely 5%. This is on the daily, of course. Take a look at the last 30 days. You have CryptoPunks, which is its own, you can only buy it from their website. That is up 56%. A big catalyst there. I forget what the news was, but there was, I know Yuga bought him out. They were going to give IP rights to the holders. And I think there was one other thing that happened, kind of skipped my mind now. But, and then top collections, Bored Ape Yacht Club, this Ninja Anniversary Girls. This is automatic integration, so still hasn't been verified, but it says the average price is up 100,000%. I don't believe that. But Bored Ape coming in at number 1, Gods Unchained coming in at number 3, and then Mutant Ape Yacht Club. So yeah, that's all I got for. I talk for a long time. I don't talk that long usually.
Oh, that's good.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Oh, thanks, Rocco. Is that a compliment?
Yeah, of course, always.
Always.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd say always, my friend, but yeah. All right, so let's get into some of the biggest news of the day. Now, this was in the what?
Look at that.
You guys. What am I looking at?
All right. So we have some breaking news we're putting together.
Yeah, I saw that. It's so he's talking about the SEC. They are probing Yuga Labs. So it's not a lawsuit. They're probing, which they do all the time. So, and effing book said Ninja Girls are flexible. I will take your word for it, my friend. I don't have any personal experience, but all right. Google partners with Coinbase. Sourced from forecasts and multiple other areas. The Google Cloud will allow select customers to pay for their cloud services using crypto through Coinbase Commerce. Google will also have access to Coinbase Prime for institutional custody services. Coinbase will build its global data platform on the Google Cloud and use the data and analytics technologies to provide Coinbase customers with machine learning driven crypto. That was long. Machine learning driven crypto insights. So, Rob, and I'll tie this in too. Okay, this was kind of interesting. Google is now showing Ethereum balances when you Google your ETH address, sourced from the block. They're directly providing data about ETH addresses when they are searched for. The data is being collected from Etherscan, and so far it appears this only applies to ETH and not Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies. Now, Robin, it seems like people that cut our checks here, right? YouTube, Google, seems like they're really getting into crypto. And before Google, Coinbase was using Amazon Web Services, and it kind of feels like everything I've seen, Google is starting to come in here and carve out a decent market share for themselves. What are you seeing here? What are your thoughts on the whole Google, Coinbase, all that fun stuff?
So I think it's a natural progression, right? I mean, you have a data-based search engine that, here's the thing, you can ask Google what's the price of Bitcoin, and it'll pull the information from CoinMarketCap and then relay it to you in real time. And so I don't feel like this is far off from that right there, right? I mean, you have the Google search engine. It's all about data. And you know what? The balances on your Ethereum wallet are more and more important. We talk about them ad nauseum. We say, hey, this wallet moved here. And why not have somebody that is reliable when it comes to data management? We haven't heard any. Have you heard much about Google having false data, or
I mean, even if they did, would we? Like, they're literally the big dog.
But here's the thing. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're a reputable source when it comes to data.
Yes,
and
well, I mean, they're number one. Their market share is ridiculous.
Yes. So if that's the case, then obviously Ethereum wallets, and what's next? Bitcoin? Of course, it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
And then what I'm curious is that when you go to like Google somebody's name, like say Michael Saylor,
right?
Will it Google his Bitcoin wallet address and give you an up-to-date number on what MicroStrategy holds, on what he holds, and what all of the addresses underneath it? Or do you think that's like an invasion of privacy, even though it is all public?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, our data is out there. People say, yeah, you can opt in, you can opt out, you can do this, you can do that, but you can't do that. All right. Real quick. So I have quite a few ETH addresses. This one I used when I first got an NFTs, haven't touched it, but here's kind of what it looks like. So this is one of my ETH addresses. You literally go to Google Chrome, you just copy paste it, and it tells you here the balance of your ETH. And so, yeah, pretty cool. If I don't know when or why you would use it, but there you go. You can use it now. So, but look, Coinbase. Is Rob wearing a SHIB shirt?
SHIB? No,
You
this
a
is
SHIB
this is a MetaMask shirt, baby.
Yeah,
My
MetaMask.
boy.
We have a Shibat, but no, not today. Today is XRP.
Yeah, we should take off on the Sin City Crypto merch store. We should take off everything and just do meme coin shirt. Luna Classic, USTC. No, but honestly, Google Cloud, we've seen multiple partnerships. We've seen them partner with Flow. We've seen them partner with Near. We've seen them now partner with Coinbase. This is, and I say this all the time, but I will continue to say it all the time because sometimes we forget about it. Guys, markets are down. Global recession fears are here. There's an energy crisis. There's a war going on. And guess what? The largest companies in the world are allocating resources, time, money, people, everything to our industry, okay? Keep that in mind the next time someone comes up to you, because I had this happen multiple times, right? When everything started crashing. How's Bitcoin in your portfolio? You're down? I'm like, get the hell out of here, bro. So keep that in mind, all right? Look at what's happening in the bear market, okay? And imagine if this news came out during a bull market, Bitcoin would have jumped 20% almost immediately, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Almost immediately. So that don't just be like this in your portfolio, right? Take everything's down, buy into the FUD of people who have no idea. If you watch shows like this who give you news and opinion, and you also couple that with your own research and fact check and look at some other angles, you can literally see, like, it's clear as day. Even when prices are down, companies are building and moving into our space. And not just regular small companies. We're talking the world's largest data aggregator in the world. So I'm super bullish. You got anything else to add to this one, Big Rob? Losing Rob? The Raiders side?
And we got some new people in the chat.
Yeah, Rob. Why don't you throw a couple shout outs out, my friend?
All right. So let me take a look here. Give me 1 second. Who we got up in here?
When are we going to have a Stereo 3?
Stereo 3.
Yeah, 3.
An upgraded version of Stereo 2. Oh! All right.
Who is new in here? We got.
I think AJ,
we got
AJ Lyons.
AJ Lion.
He's been here before.
Has he?
Yeah.
He or she?
Timmy
Timmy?
313.
Timmy's been here before.
And Rocco, is that a fake out, bro?
Sam Tomlinson, he's been here before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Finbook.
Finbook, yeah, he was here. It's part
Effing
of
book.
Lifers community.
Reading an effing book.
Yeah.
You know what? I am so happy to see a lot of you from the Lifer community joining us. We completely respect and love what Crypto Lifer does. Obviously, his channel is all TA. And so I think if you couple that, right, you take a look at Crypto Lifer or Forrest or Garrett Soloway, and then you go to more of a channel that focuses more on news and opinion, you're doing yourself a great service. So thank you guys so much for coming back and joining us. We hope you'll stay around. So we're excited. All right, let's move on. This might be bigger news than the Google news, okay? The first U.S. bank is about to start custodying crypto. And it's not just any bank, you guys. BNY Mellon, who was founded by Thomas, one of the founding fathers of this freaking country, okay? It was known as Bank of New York back then, became BNY Mellon, but they've been around for over 235 years. This is sourced from Finbold. BNY Mellon has received regulatory approval to offer crypto to its select customers who are interested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. They are the first mainstream bank to offer cryptocurrencies alongside traditional products on the same platform. They will store keys that are required to access and transfer crypto alongside bookkeeping services. Now, I know, guys, I know. David, but you say custody your own crypto. Why are you so excited? Yes, I still think custodying your own crypto is the best way to go. But not everyone wants to go buy a ledger, figure out how to work it, figure out how to keep track of their seed phrase. That probably scares the living daylights out of people. That if they lose this 24 seed phrase, this passphrase, their money is gone forever. Like, how can I put $2-3 million? Because you never know what can happen. It can end up in the wrong hands. People forget where they put their car keys. You don't think people could forget where they keep their seed phrases? So for cryptocurrency to get mainstream adoption, you guys, we need banks to offer crypto custody service, okay? Now, those of us who are OGs that have been in the space a long time, we understand it. We will continue to self-custody, or at least I hope you would. But a majority of retail investors, they don't want to have to worry about that. They just want to go into their Chase or BNY Mellon account, see checking, savings, stocks, crypto. Everything is there. Nothing has to change. So this is why it's big. Also, why is this such a big deal? BNY Mellon has over $2.4 trillion in assets under management, and they process, get this, over $2 trillion worth of payments every single day. They operate in 35 countries in the Americas, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and the Asia Pacific region. And they have more assets than any company on earth, a total of $41.1 trillion, not assets under management, but assets under custody. Bro, this right here, man. And guys, this is in the state of New York. And we know, like when I was a life insurance agent, I took my test. For you to become licensed in New York, like you have to take a separate test for New York. Typically, you just pay the fee for the Department of Insurance and you get a license in any state you want, as long as they're a reciprocal state. With New York, you have to take a complete separate test. So they're like their own little thing. They're considered the financial hub of the world. And now they just allowed the oldest bank in America, the one with the most assets under custody in the entire world, custody crypto for its clients. Robin, talk to me.
Oh man, it's big, man.
Bro, this is
Big.
Big is an
Here's the
understatement.
thing: whether or not the individual wants to use a custodial service like this for the degen, the person like me and you, I'm a big fan of MetaMask. How you doing? You see,
No way.
So now, whether or not you want to get on board with DeFi or not, or on your own, custodying your own crypto, we both agree it's probably going to be a larger amount of people using a custodial service institution versus self-custody when it comes to massive adoption for the world, right? Don't you agree, David? Don't you think?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, more people will be comfortable with the bank holding their crypto than to do it themselves. So, with that
hold
said,
on,
this is
couple that with the possibility of FDIC insurance on your crypto,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. That'll come eventually. I think. I mean, I'd assume so, right,
Dude.
or at least some kind of assurance from the bank, in the same way that like credit cards, for example. Like here's the thing, like credit cards, and so it's not mandated by the federal government that your credit cards are, if you get your credit card stolen, they have to pay you back. That's like a company. That's a policy by the credit card, by the lenders. And so you could see the same thing happening when in crypto. And you could see a company as big as BNY Mellon, like, yeah, we'll custody your crypto and we guarantee against fraud for it. I mean, I think that's realistic. I think that could move the industry forward. Also, Crypto Stacker's in here. What's up, Forrest?
That's right, Forrest.
And then also we got Cashman up in here. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. It speaks widely to the adoption of crypto on the mainstream, because there is a lot of people when you talk Bitcoin and crypto, a lot of times you find people that are interested in getting into Bitcoin, and then you start talking about like the process of buying it and where to keep it and store it, and then they like, bro, you see them like losing interest. They're like, yeah, I want to get Bitcoin. You're like, well, you make sure that you take it off the exchange. You're like, okay, what do I do with it? Well, you got a Ledger wallet and it's like a USB drive, but make sure you write down your seed phrase. Like, and then you just literally see the interest draining out of the individual, and they're just like, huh.
Yeah, I mean,
and so
it's a task.
Let's not kid ourselves. This is what's going to, over time, banks around the world are going to offer custodial services in crypto. I think it's just a little bit of a gray area when it comes to regulation and, with the SEC and all, and, what's going on. And so, I think the banks are kind of at a pause, at least most of them, on diving into crypto because they don't know what the implications of that will look like when it comes to regulation in the future. But I think a start is going to be custody, and why not the biggest bank on the block, maybe not the very biggest, but damn near close to it.
$41.1 trillion under custody.
Yeah, so huge there.
Also, AJ, send us an email. Well, we can talk. Send us an email. The email is in our YouTube, SinCityCrypto1 at Gmail. Definitely love to talk. All right,
and then I want to discuss. I know you kind of looked it over, but I want to take a look here. I'm gonna pull this up here on my end. So this broke just less than an hour ago, and it might have been rumors before that. But SEC is investigating.
They just don't fucking give up, dude.
So SEC is investigating the Bored Ape Yacht Club over unregistered offerings. Now this was confirmed by Yuga Labs, and it's cooperating with the SEC. So. They came out, had a press release. They said they're working with the SEC. Now, the SEC is probing Yuga Labs, the creator of Bored Ape Yacht Club's NFT collection, over whether its sales of digital assets violate federal law, according to the report from Bloomberg. So Bloomberg issued this out just about 1 hour ago. ApeCoin has dropped. The floor prices fell over 8% following the publication of this story. Now, the details of this have not been disclosed yet, but, you have a situation where, is this over their NFTs, or do you think it's more over the Bored Ape Yacht Club token? Because the ApeCoin token, that was an airdrop and not a ICO. So
yeah,
I'm telling you, this may end up being a absolute crazy left turn nobody saw, because, and it wasn't surprising, because the SEC has been overreaching. They've been overreaching, bro. They've been coming up with all these new ways of pursuing litigation. We saw the nodes set up in the in U.S. jurisdiction for the Ethereum network, so it was considered in the U.S. jurisdiction. And then you see there's just a lot of interesting things the SEC is doing. And what do you think? You think they're going after airdrops? That's what I'm getting at.
I don't
Airdrop
know.
token, because here's the thing. It's kind of like a consensus. Hey, because we've seen the Pulse chain with Hex. That's an airdrop. So they're trying to get away from the ICO by airdropping. A Pulse chain, you sacrifice your Hex token, and then they're airdropping you Pulse chain. And that's like, hey, we're avoiding the ICO because it's similar to an IPO, right? And the SEC can deem it a security. So what we'll do is we'll just airdrop it to we'll airdrop it to everybody, and then we'll keep 30% for ourselves, and then they'll transact with it, keep value, and then we'll dump on the market slowly and bring back value that way. That's essentially what has been going on with these airdrops, especially this large one. And so, two things, man. It's either two directions, and they're both equally as shocking. One, you have SEC saying an airdrop is an illegal sale of security, which wasn't even a sale. Or two, even more interesting, they're suing them over the NFTs, the Bored Ape Yacht Club being a security. Which one is bigger? Which one is bigger news, man? They deem a freaking NFT a security.
I would probably say the coin.
But what I'm saying is both of them are freaking
correct. They're both, yeah. I don't know the details, so I don't want to speak on it.
Well, nobody knows the details.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Yuga Labs is confirmed. They are being investigated.
Sales of his digital assets, so it has to be the NFTs, right? Rocco, take the pictures away real quick. Yeah, go to the full laptop. Over whether sales of his digital assets violate federal law.
So you think it's the NFTs?
I think it's the NFTs.
I mean, you could make an argument a digital asset could be
the ape coin. I get it.
A token as well.
Either way, I mean, are you surprised? You're not surprised.
It's no, but yes.
You're not surprised. You're disappointed.
I'm not surprised that I'm surprised. Put it that way. Right? I'm serious. I'm not surprised that the SEC is going after a NFT project. No,
Like
it doesn't surprise me at all. And you know what? They went after Kim Kardashian for freaking putting up an ad, and then I'm telling you, they're like, who's the biggest boy? Who's the biggest guy on the block?
Hold on. You think Gary's on his way out? Remember what Hinman did?
No, he ain't on the way out.
Or who did before they left? They slapped that law. The Jay Clayton that slapped that lawsuit on XRP before they left.
And then
I'm telling you, man, you see presidents in the last leg of their what did Forrest say? Smart money on Nansen has dumped $6 million worth of vape this week. Damn, that's a lot. So if you don't know what he's talking about with the Nansen thing, it's in the Crypto Stackers Discord. You can join it through the website. What's I saying?
Man, yeah. So if
politicians do some crazy stuff on the way out, especially like the president will just start pardoning like everyone they want on their way out. Yeah. The SEC commissioner, the treasurer. I mean,
Gary Gensler's not going to leave until the presidential election, so he's got 2 more years, unless he steps down. Himself. But dude's he's on a power trip right now. You know, I'm telling you. He went after the biggest celebrity. What celebrity has the most money that has some exposure to crypto? Kim Kardashian. She had one post on her Twitter about an ad. Boom, sued and settled instantaneously. And then now they're like, all right, what's the biggest NFT project, right? Who's the biggest payment infrastructure? XRP.
Yeah.
He can't touch Bitcoin and Ethereum, so he went after XRP. Because, you can make the argument that they're decentralized enough. And so he's just going after the biggest fish on the block, man. Or in the pond, or whatever you want to call it.
Leave the fish alone, Gary.
I don't know, man. I'm just kind of...
I'm sure we'll get some more news, obviously.
I'm fearful of if this is over their NFTs, I mean... what is NFT marketing going to look like? I mean, NFTs, those are in the dumps right now, man. The only thing holding it strong is the Bored Ape Yacht Club. As far as where they were and where they are now. Yeah. I'm not saying that NFTs are dead, but they're the amount of volume, the amount of value that was locked up across the entire NFT space, way down, over 80% down. And could this be the final straw that puts the NFT market down into the absolute crater dump bottom, and then from here it's only up?
I mean, yeah, possibly. Here's the thing, though: does Yuga Labs have the amount of money to go head to head in a lawsuit like Ripple did? I doubt it.
I don't think they want to.
Yeah, we'll see.
And they
also, you know what the SEC could be doing? It's kind of outside the box here. They know they're going to lose the Ripple lawsuit, so now they're just trying to file lawsuits against all these people that they know will settle, like bring some money and take some wins. And so, oh yeah, we lost the Ripple one, but we won this one.
But here's the thing: that's what the SEC does. It's not like they're stepping outside of their normal box of lawsuits in crypto. They have thousands and thousands of lawsuits against major financial institutions, publicly traded companies, and you know what? This just scratches the surface. A lot of those, I was listening to some podcast on some of the financial situations that we're in now. SEC's dropping $500 million lawsuits left and right, man, and just settling, and then just getting settlements for hundreds of millions of dollars. That's like a common thing.
Robin,
and now it's common here in crypto land.
The SEC is not the only people slapping with lawsuits.
Oh, yeah.
Bittrex was slapped with a massive fine. They've been slapped with a $30 million fine by the U.S. Department of Treasury for violating sanctions. Do you think Janet Yellen and homie Gensler are in cahoots or what?
No. I don't think they like each other, man.
I don't know.
It seems like they don't seem
like they're cut from the same cloth here.
They don't see eye to eye on a lot of subject matter, and it seems like they butt heads. And so, I mean, who knows? I mean, these different branches of government do work with one another, and they do share information. So, maybe they are, going out to lunch and having dinner parties at each other's houses. Who knows? But my first guess, I from the optics of it, from the narrative of different situations that come out of the Congress, don't see eye to eye, and I don't think they're buddy. But yeah, there you go.
And this this fine was because Bittrex allowed users from sanctioned jurisdictions such as Iran, Syria, and Crimea to use this platform. Now,
Bittrex is a huge exchange.
Yes. Is this the kind of stuff where you're going to see these exchanges just say, no, screw the U.S., we don't want to deal with this stuff. They just keep finding people. I mean,
I think so. Or
is there too much money here? This
comes from... So the interesting thing is that would they have gotten sued if it wasn't a violation of sanctions? I mean, this is the fine, right? There's no they were selling securities or anything. It was just
they're
straight up.
Supposed to, if the U.S. says these countries are sanctioned, you cannot help facilitate anything on your platform. Period.
Do you think this is a wake up call to the other exchanges?
It can be. I mean, a lot of people are saying the whole thing of crypto is taking power away from an intermediary like the government. And now you have government stepping in and telling these exchanges what they can and can't do. Yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying okay, we get it. Sanctions don't work if people don't comply with them and companies don't comply with them. Right? I mean, to that extent, yeah. Okay. If you got a dictator killing innocent people all the time and you decide to strangle their economy by sanctioning them, doesn't help that a crypto exchange is allowing transactions that could possibly help them get, not suffer the maximum pain, so to say, what the Fed likes to.
And let me ask you something. So if the exchange is not located in the U.S., use something
Yeah, that's what I'm
else.
saying. This is definitely not a U.S. dominant exchange. You know, there's tons of money that that flows into the crypto markets from the U.S. So I'm sure it is a big part of their market. But I know that they're pretty predominant overseas, and so maybe they just ignored the U.S. They're like, well, you're not that big of a factor. $30 million fine is not that much as well on the grand scheme of things. So
I want to give a huge shout out to who was it?
and also we got
Daniel. All right, Daniel. Oh yeah, go ahead.
a couple new people here. We got Crypto Billionaire. We have Gongo, and then
Vitality.
And who?
Vitality.
And Vitality. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
Daniel brought up a great point and an amazing segue. So, Daniel, thank you so much. He said Bittrex should have done an audit within 60 days of KYC. Well, speaking of KYC, I'm curious to get Robin's take on this. I legitimately am. Zero knowledge KYC for crypto. The source from Cointelegraph. ZK-KYC, zero knowledge KYC, is becoming discussed as a means to comply with strict financial regulations while maintaining user privacy. The system would allow users to prove certain things about themselves without having to divulge personally identifying data. Here's a kicker, though. ID documents are only recoverable when required by authorities. Now, it is like this currently on centralized exchanges, but something like this, they're talking about bringing it into DeFi.
So let me break down what zero knowledge proofs is
break it down.
in a non thought out or scripted way. So it, hopefully it comes out good.
Talk to us. Probably not. But
All right. So zero knowledge is a way for you to verify, particularly zero knowledges are used for verifying transactions. But it's a way to verify a block or a transaction or a set of transactions by a certain technology. And so that way you don't have to expose the person behind it or expose the amount of value. You can just simply say, hey, the parameters were met, and the parameters can be X, Y, and Z, and the parameters are met. We know that this wallet or the transaction is valid. We know that the person sending this amount of money, or whether or not it's the movement of a token in the form of NFT, whatever the case may be, that the transaction is verified in the same way that you would verify a blockchain transaction, but the system itself, even the people that run the blockchain, the foundation, are not aware of the details of the transaction. That is all kept anonymous. And if you could do this for KYC, so if I can, what's up?
I have a simpler way of explaining it. Let's say you have a puzzle, okay? And you don't want to show the whole puzzle, but you want to show them that you know the puzzle, or the puzzle is right, whatever the case may be. You take a puzzle piece and the surrounding edge and say, look, this puzzle piece right here, it fits perfectly here. I'm not going to show you the whole puzzle, but this piece, I can prove to you it fits in this puzzle. So this piece is part of the puzzle. So essentially showing you enough evidence to prove to you that it's true without showing you the entire thing.
There you go. So yes, there are ways of validating transactions without identifying all of the parties that are in play.
Or even yourself.
Yeah. And what, so, I mean, if this is the best of both worlds, right?
I mean,
think about it.
Though?
It is.
ID documents recoverable when required by authorities.
Okay. Well, I'm not talking about the government being able to subpoena or, not disclosing. I'm not talking about the government side. I'm talking about the idea that you can transact anonymously and that zero knowledge proofs can keep your identity secret unless you would like someone to know, then you can flip it on as an example.
Or if the government requires it because they think something illicit's happening, or if you make...
Well, no, it doesn't have that. Okay, yes.
Yeah, they can. What I'm saying, if you make a transfer of $1 million in ETH, they can say, we want to see.
But what I'm saying is that you could also do it for, like, say, DMV. Like, say you had... say you're going to a school say you're going to a school that's a state college, and they're requiring transcripts. And then the state college can request your transcripts, which would be anonymous. And then they ask for permission on the blockchain, and boom, the information is released.
No, I get that, and that's fine. But this specific one talks about using it in DeFi, right? Where AML or where KYC is not required right now. And so they're saying is if we use these zero
here's
knowledge,
the thing: you want regulation, you want institutions in, the government ain't gonna let you transact and make money without knowing who's making money. So you want KYC or KFC?
You want adoption?
You need the kernel. Yeah, that sounds good.
There's got to be a give and take, you guys. Okay, if we want crypto to become mainstream, which I believe
that's what I'm saying. Like, if there was a situation where you could pick an ideal blockchain solution where the government
is happy,
could access KYC information, why not have it secured that way? The only way it can be accessed is with a subpoena by the government. And then like that, there's no control, there's no spying, and unless there's a physical court order, they can't get a hold of it. And so I think for the system that they want to put in place, the system we have now, and for what DeFi is now and what blockchain is now, I think that's, for me, that's a good compromise. I take it. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, I would take it too. I was just pointing out some of the negatives.
Yeah,
but again, like Robin said,
and no system's ever going to be perfect.
No.
And
there's got to be give and take. And honestly, if they would have to go through an extra step to reveal my information when I'm transacting in decentralized finance, then I would rather than to make everyone KYC everywhere, whether it's centralized or decentralized. This is definitely a better solution. Is it the best one? I don't know. I don't know if there's a better solution. I'm not sure. But as of right now, it's probably outside of no KYC at all, which we know is not going to happen if it's going to be regulated. This is probably the best option we have.
And then we got Dennis Knowledge. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Dennis Knowledge, DKJ. And also Eddie.
Eddie's been here before.
Where's our Eddie? You think he's watching?
Santiago?
You just dox him?
Yep.
All right, last thing I want to talk about. Speaking of DeFi, this was kind of interesting, Rob. We were going to go over this yesterday, but we didn't. We're going to go over it now. The EU seeks automated ETH monitoring. This is interesting. This is sourced from The Block. The European Commission put out a tender, not a chicken tender, but a tender for a study on how to monitor the Ethereum network through embedded supervision. The pilot would automate DeFi data collection for regulators in real time. This is a quote. The capability is a quote from the Commission. The capability of regulatory bodies to automatically monitor compliance by reading public blockchain data could drastically reduce the need for market participants, and they give an example of DAOs to actively collect, verify, and deliver data to authorities. This is dope. This is dope. Everything's public anyways, right? So you want to go in and see what's going on? Go right ahead, man. Don't be asking these DAOs and these founders of these companies and things that are decentralized to try to come in and submit paperwork and documentation. Everything's out there. Go find it. Do you share the same sentiment I do?
Yes. The EU is I don't know. They're always on like different sides of the fence, man. Like one day they're trying to regulate stuff, and then next thing you know, they're trying to ban Bitcoin mining and ban Bitcoin, and now they're trying to study Ethereum, and next thing you know, they're trying to work with Ethereum, and
then they ban Ethereum.
Then they ban Ethereum, but then they're like, now it's not proof of work, it's proof of stake. So let's study Ethereum. Like, hey, I don't know what the hell the EU's doing, man.
Well, their bill they passed, the MICA bill, right? That thing was passed with only one objection. It was like 26-1 or something like that. And so there's a G20 summit meeting where they're going to discuss crypto regulatory framework. You know for a fact the MICA bill is going to come up. So can we see what regulators across the globe want, which is a unilateral crypto regulation framework?
It's just, I don't know. Like, I guess today's show is brought to you by monitoring and investigation and government wanting to know what the hell is going on, right?
What are you talking about?
I mean, everything we talked about today. I mean, you had Google, right? Google was giving out data on ETH transactions.
Do you like melons, by the way?
You
What's your favorite
have-
melon? Cantaloupe.
What's the one with the orange on the inside?
Cantaloupe.
That was good.
Fire.
Mhm.
What about you, Rocco? You're such Kyler. What's your favorite melon? Italian melon.
And then we also got Pet Bread in here. Hola! He says SEC denied on their spot.
They did. It was
yeah.
it was a smaller company, but again, same thing.
So
Investor protection and manipulation. You guys can't prove to us that you can fix that, so we are going to keep denying until BlackRock comes in and applies.
So yeah, then you had so you have the EU monitoring, and then you have what was the article right before that?
Which one?
About transparency or whatever it is.
Oh, you had BNY Mellon, Bittrex,
Zero knowledge
ZK
proofs.
knowledge proof.
So the zero knowledge proof. So working with the government. So what will like we were saying, if you want regulation, you want institutions to come in, you want the masses to get adopted, you want this banking system to use crypto. The banking system, the backbone of it is information, right? When you go to open up a bank account at Bank of America, you got to bring 2 forms of ID. You got to fill out paperwork. You got to give your address. You got to have proof of where your residency. And so, as I said, this is like the theme of the show today. And we kind of just put our articles together, but I'm just kind of like looking in hindsight for the show. Theme of the show is information. And that seems like what, not only is crypto building in the bear market, but governments and institutions are also building a framework, which is know your customer.
And what does that tell you guys? What does that tell you guys? They are not looking to ban or banish crypto. They understand it's here. They know it's going to stay.
They know they can't ban it.
So let's bring it into and try to regulate it as much as we can, but there will be a back and forth fight.
And then also, Marky Mark says, join a Discord. I was actually there yesterday.
Wow, shocker.
I'm a busy man, but, Call of Duty had a DDoS attack. So I wasn't able to play Call of Duty last night. Yeah, I was like, I got on and we're encountering a DDoS attack. And so I was like, yo, what in the salon is going on up in here? So... and then I went to go do some video editing, and the editor didn't send me the audio file, so I couldn't do that. So then I just watched videos.
Sounds terrible.
I wonder when the credit card came to exist the first time they had so much pushback. I think it's the same thing. When the first time the credit card asked for fill up an application, all your information, now it's the same thing with the blockchain 3 years later, 4 years later.
It's going to get better. It has to. All right, that'll do it.
And then, did you see what Charles Hoskinson
about XRP?
Yeah,
He's he went in on the community. Nothing really.
Yeah. Although, where was it? Yeah, you gotta.
He did a whole show on it.
It was live, yes, and on Twitter, I guess.
Yeah, he did it on his.
I just like the intro. Here, let's see. Do I have sound on this thing? Before we leave you, I'll leave you with.
But to pull it out.
You have it unmuted?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Maybe not. Anyways, we'll bring that up tomorrow. Interesting. Yeah. He was hating. He was mad.
Was he hating, or was XRP community hating?
No, XRP community was hating, but he just came out.
Charles
he came
does
out
not
guns.
Give a crap. He will speak his mind.
He came out guns and blazing. It was quite comical.
All right, guys, check out the merch store. Check out our socials. Discord, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. That's all we got, Rocco. Friends, family, friends of family, and family of friends, we thank you so much for tuning in to another daily live show of Sin City Crypto. To all the new members here, welcome to our badass community. We love you. We appreciate you. We look forward to growing with you. On behalf of myself, Robin, the Don, and Kyler Murray, love you guys. We will see you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Las Vegas time. Until then, peace.